Rolex Big Boat Series 2010, hosted by St. Francis Yacht Club.
46 years ago, the St. Francis Yacht Club started an event that has become the pinnacle regatta here on the West Coast. This is the Rolex Big Boat Series, attracting some of the very best sailing competition from all over the world. They come for the racing, they come for the conditions, and they come for a chance at winning a Rolex.
Goal this week for us is to get back into the class. We've only done one event this year.
We're going to have a good time.
Try to stay upright.
Keep everybody happy and keep the boat in one piece.
Not get into too much trouble.
And minimizing the mistakes.
My personal goal for the event, hook the kite upright every single time.
I'm just trying to help out wherever I can.
We're here to do as well as we can this weekend, and our goal is certainly to win our class.
We won our class last year, and our goal this year is to repeat our performance, but to also win IRC overall.
To win our class in the Big Boat Series.
We might win, hopefully, a Rolex.
San Francisco is a unique venue, and it requires a lot of different skills, flat water, a lot of wind.
It would take local knowledge to really know where the currents are doing out here.
It takes good organization, good boat speed, good tactics, and quite a bit of luck.
Go fast, sail well, we can do it.
We've got a great team. We've practiced a lot. The boat's prepared well. So with a little bit of luck and all the hard work we've put together, we're going to go out and get a win.
Add to the challenge the varying conditions here in San Francisco Bay with strong tides, shifty breezes, and fog in the distance. It's all part of what makes the Big Boat Series as we join the action on the starting line. IRCA is off. The tide is advantaging the fleet. Everybody is on starboard except for Pelagroso, the biggest boat in the regatta, on port, heading to the right. IRCB is off the line next. And the committee boat end definitely paid off for this group. Nobody's pushing the line in IRCC. It's a conservative approach as the tide is against them. And they're off. Richard Coursier's Wicked from Lake Tahoe follows Richard Ferris's August Ice towards the city front. The One Design 35s of IRCD push the line in an increasing breeze and fog. The fog makes it not only difficult to see the top mark, but the shifts coming down the track as well. An ominous looking start in our final division as the wind and the fog continue to increase. We're on our way with every fleet upwind. Pelagroso leads IRCA downwind, but not for long. Look at Vincitori just ripping by. Mayhem a perfect aim. They wipe out trying to dive and quickly recover. The goal was to try and put a wind shadow on Flash to Leeward, but it didn't work. A strong ebb tide has the boats upwind sailing out in the middle of the bay. While the fleet downwind hugs the city front. Suzal looking strong at the leeward mark with Olympic gold medalist Robbie Haynes calling the shots. Just behind them are Flyer and Coyote. Some of the most exciting sailing, of course, is One Design racing. Here, the One Design 35s stack up above the ley line because of the ebb tide, and they're all very close together, which is going to make for an exciting run. All the 35s are around, and it's Stanley Glaros' Zaza. Finished 7th last year. They're in first place right now. The 35s overlap with IRCB. Jim Mitchell's Vince Sartori at the top mark for the second time in this race, and by the looks of that spinnaker, it is definitely a jibe set. More breeze over here to this right-hand side of the track looking upwind. There's the jibe, there's the set, top level crew work at its best. Wasabi does a bearaway, it doesn't work. Pelagroso also does a jibe set. This looks better. Timothy Bollard's Inspired Environments leads IRCD. This crew chooses to do a bearaway set. It's likely they'll be jibing soon, though. The big boats overlap with the smaller ones, everybody racing on the same track, even if they're in different divisions. As we mentioned, everyone wants to be inshore downwind, but it's pretty crowded. Speaking of strategy, very different opinions in IRCA. Vince Sartori goes to the left side of Alcatraz, Pelagroso to the right, and we're sprinting to the finish. The moment of truth, the convergence, and the gamble pays off in a big way for Vince Sartori, who's in the lead. And it's a lead they'll take to the finish as Vince Sartori grabs line honors. The IRC divisions wrap up their first race of the day, and now it's the One Design's turn here on the Cityfront course as 26 Melgus 32s, one of the most competitive groups in this regatta, head for the line, the start of race number 2. Beautiful start for Samba Pati, not so much for Pegasus, who has to tack out. Tough and competitive in this fleet. The Big Boat Series is a major regatta for the 32s who are practicing for next week's World Championship. The J120s are next, and it looks like they like this pin end of the line. There's the gun, bows are up, and they're off. The Express 37s push the line in our next start. Golden Moon won this division last year. Can they do it again? And finally, the J105 stretched across the line, most of them favoring the committee boat. Second and third row starts are costly in this competitive One Design fleet, but with the left favorite, everybody stays on starboard. Big groups of Melgus 32s come piling into the leeward mark. They've gone all the way upwind and back again for this, their second lap. Some of them, like Pegasus, find the edge, flip right over. A lot of sailors told us this is what they're worried about in this class, just keeping them upright. The 32s and the 105s intermix, which adds to the challenge upwind. All the way into the city front is where we find Kip Meadows' Roxanne. Commanding performance so far in the Melgus 32. Downwind in the J120s, Dainu shows everybody how it's done. Crew weight all the way to windward, heeling out to get that spinnaker up and to weather to catch more breeze. Helmsman doing a nice job, and they are leading the rest of the fleet downwind. The fog increases here at the top of the track near the bridge, which we can't see. The breeze also has shifted left and the tide is starting to come in. Everybody short tacks along the city front. Coming out of the fog, it's Connie Richards and Bill Bridges. Golden Moon leading the Express 37s and a beautiful set to boot. Peter Tesler's Blixen, Jeff Eklund Star, two well-known names in the Melgus 32, also out in front of the Melgus 32s as they approach the top mark. This is the final mark of the race, the final spinnaker set for Blixen, and it's going to be a jive set. Can they hold off Jeff Eklund Star for the win? No, it's actually a regular bearway. Beautiful crew work. Tight quarters heading to the finish as these top two boats work their way through the rest of the Melgus 32s, still heading upwind. Just off the St. Francis Yacht Club, Blixen takes the gun. Well, winning today certainly took a multitude of variables, not the least of which were playing the tricky wind shifts, the changing currents, and the intermittent fog that plagued the fleet throughout the day. But still, the cream rose to the top, and this is only day number one of the Rolex Big Boat Series. There's lots more action to come. I'm Tucker Thompson. We'll see you tomorrow.
Rolex Big Boat Series 2010, hosted by St. Francis Yacht Club.